What is up, party people? My name is Darrel, and today we're going to go ahead and look at some of the Divi theme features that Elegant Themes has been releasing. Now, Elegant Themes has been constantly adding new features and updates to the Divi theme, just really making it intuitive and really simple to use. So in this video, I'm going to go over some of those features that they have been releasing lately. Now, they've been releasing quite a bit, and if you haven't used Divi in maybe like 3 to 6 months and you come back to it, you're going to have some questions. You know, you're going to say, hey, what's this, what's this, what's this? So in this video, I'll go ahead and cover some of those Divi theme features. So first, let's go ahead and talk about the one they released just now, was the extend styles. Now, all these features are designed to make the web design creation much simpler and faster. So for example, right here, I'll click on, we have these tables right here. Now, let's just say, for instance, you want to take this color scheme and apply it to all the modules on your website. So right here, you can go ahead and click on the settings, and you can go ahead and change stuff like the text, the background, so you can kind of mess around with it, and then, you know, whatever you want to do. Once you're done with that, you click on right click right here. Oh, not there. Right, there we go. Right click and click on extend pricing table styles. Now what this is going to do is that it's going to mimic this same design style and apply it to any other pricing table modules. Now this is just for pricing modules. You can do this with call to action modules. You can do this with anything you want. But this right here is only being applied to the table, or the pricing tables. So right here, I want to go ahead and say, well, where do I want to take this design and extend it to? Well, I want to go ahead and extend it to the entire page. So if I have pricing tables on the entire page, it's going to apply it everywhere, or this section, this column, or this row. So I want to go ahead and apply it to this whole section. So now this right here is going to extend to all the tables, making it very simple, so you don't have to go and constantly change and update every single style. So that was one feature I thought was really amazing they added. Next right here is the columns. Yes, Divi has now added up to 6 columns. So right here, you can see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Before, you had to do this with a plugin. Now Elegant Themes has listened to their customers, and now you can have up to 6 columns. Really cool. The next one that I thought was really interesting and that will make the web design process really fast is the find and replace. Now, a lot of designers don't use this, but they should, because what it does is that it really automates the system of adding colors to your entire website. Let me give you an example. So I have this button right here and it's black, and I have this button right here that's black, and I have this button right here that's black. But maybe I want to go ahead and change all of the buttons on my website without having to go and, you know, find the color code. Okay, click on save. Let's go to this one. You know, that is yesterday, but with Divi, we can do that really fast. So right here, I'm gonna click right click and go to, we're gonna go to the settings and go to design, and I'm gonna go to the button. Now you can do this for the font, and you can also do this for the background. So I'm going to do the background just to give you a better example. But again, you can do it for the text as well by just, right click and find and replace for the font and whatever. So let's just do, not button text color, we'll do button background color. So right here, I'm gonna click on right click and go to find and replace. So I want to find the black, and I want to change it to what? I want to change it to blue. All right, we're gonna change it to blue. And of course, you can do it from within this page, this section, this row, this column, all the modules, etc. So right here, I'll click on replace. So right now, I'm going to take this black, and I'm going to replace all the black with a blue. So right now, it is, you know, updating, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is why Divi is #1, because, you know, they just keep pushing these products. Like, I look at other themes like Avada and Massive Dynamic, I'm just thinking to myself, they haven't changed their theme in so long. Like, sure, they add templates to it, but that's not, like, improving the process. So now you can see we have a blue button, and we have a blue button. So that's amazing. You know, I mean, the things they think of over at Elegant Themes is just simply amazing. Now, another thing that you can do right here is you can actually get suggestions for color palettes. So right here, they have a new color algorithm that basically will kind of, you know, it finds out what you're working with, and it kind of recommends other colors, you know. So here you can kind of say, okay, if you're going to use a white, you might want to use this gray, this one. So they're recommending other colors, you know. So for example, if you're using blue, you might want to use this one. And then, of course, it'll actually look at your recent ones, and it'll just kind of recommend other ones to use. So that is another feature they released that I thought was really cool as well. Next right here is the custom post types. So Divi just released an update probably about 2 months ago that allows you to edit custom post types. So for example, I have project right here, and before you could not update this or change this with Divi, and now you can. So right here, I'll go ahead and, I was messing around with it earlier. Let's start over. I don't want to tease you guys there. So here I'll just put project 1, and then page layouts. I'll just do publish. Why not? Let's do publish. So right now we have use the Divi builder, and this is a custom post type. So right now I can click on use the visual builder, and now I can go ahead and just edit the custom post type. Now you can also do this with WooCommerce products as well. So now we have the option to just start building our page, with Divi with the custom post type. Before you couldn't do this, so this was a really cool update. And again, you can do this again with WooCommerce products as well of the description. So let's take a look at the quick access for Divi. All right, I'm gonna click on visit site. Right here, I'll click on enable visual builder. All right, now what this new feature does is that it allows you to kind of look at modules without having to actually go through this whole process. Because right now you have the design right there. And let's be honest, there's a lot of options and you're kind of thinking, oh, this is so tedious. Again, remember, you can just go ahead and click on this right here and it'll just take you to that specific section. So remember, whenever you open up a module, these little blue bars will come up right here that allow you to just click on it really fast and just, edit it. So get used to it, especially if you have a lot of modules and you have a lot of stuff that's kind of clumped together. I know that's a pain in the ass. I really know that when you have a bunch of modules, you're kind of looking like, oh, it's so hard to edit. But right here, just click on module settings, and then right here, you can just kind of hover over it, and then you have control of each section. So that is the quick access for Divi. Next is the rollback version. So let's go over to Divi right here and go to theme options. Now there has been some reports of some websites breaking. Now I think that's just due to the crazy CSS they made and they probably just didn't make a child theme. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but there's like this argument I've seen on Divi where they're saying, oh, my website broke, and I'm just like, because you added CSS, you need to make a child theme. What are you, stupid? So right here you have the version rollback. So if your site does ever break or crash, you can go ahead and just do a version rollback and go back to the previous version until you find out whatever bugs are fixed. Next, we have the contact form. Now, I'll be very honest, the contact form is just so robust. They've done so much to it, and I should make a full tutorial on it because now they have conditional logic. Like, other page builders might need to use like their own or like, use contact form 7. But the Elegant Themes contact form is just so advanced now. It's stunning. Like the amount of work that goes into this theme is just. I mean, this is why Divi's #1. I mean, this is the most popular theme in the world, and it kind of shows for a reason, So right here, I'm gonna click on this little gear icon, and we have form settings. So now you have different options. So you can have like a checkbox. You can have for your field options, you can have like a text area checkbox, sprint button, select drop, an email field as well. And you can also have conditional logic. So what that means is basically, depending on one answer they do, do you want to give them something else? So I'm sure you've gone to other websites where it says like, if you fill out this form, then another form will drop open and then you have to fill that out. Like, do you have a website? How many? One? Okay, what kind? What host? Etc. So that's what the conditional logic is. And it's really helpful because now you can actually have little checkboxes right here. So right here I put, questions about your websites, and then, also, like you have those like we agree to your terms of service. Other contact forms don't have that, so you're not really protected. But with Divi, you can go ahead and make a little checkbox right here. So right here I put GDPR makes no sense, and then they can go ahead and I'm gonna check that. We're gonna go ahead and check that. Or you have to exit the visual builder to check it. So right here, you can click on check and then fill out your form, etc. So the contact form, it's very robust. It has a lot into it. So I might be doing a tutorial on the contact form because they've added so much in just such a small module. It's really overlooked. So again, make sure to check out the contact form as well. The next thing they've introduced is, I'm going to go ahead and show you. Now, I'm sure you've heard of this before. I'm sure you're probably following on Divi, and this is probably one of the more aggressive updates they have done. And this is the fact that they are adding 2 layouts now every week to Divi. So other page builders I've seen, you just get those crappy one-page templates. Let's be honest, I cannot stand one-page templates. They're useless. I mean, if you have a client out there and they're like, build me a website, are you gonna build one page? Probably not. And if you do use that one page, you're gonna have to build a design around that first page. Now, what Elegant Themes has done is they have 533 total layouts, and they're adding 2 layouts every week. Now, when I say 2 layouts, that means 5 pages 2 times, essentially 10 pages. So let's just say, for instance, we're gonna click on let's click on SEO agency. Oh, more than that. So they have 8 pages in this specific layout. So the great part about these layouts is that they have the home, the about, the pricing, the services, case study, contact. So they're really like, you know, if you're trying to find a template, and trust me, I've seen other templates and it's frustrating, they have the entire shebang. So it's just like, you know, you have the home, the about, everything. So it makes it really simple and automated. So make sure to check this out. You will need to put in your API key for Divi along with this to use these layouts. And they have so many. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're looking for. They have it. They have some for pharmacy where you can take some pills. They have some meetup. I mean, I've actually seen in the Facebook groups where they're actually asking for suggestions. So if you have suggestions, email them, you know, and they actually need your suggestions because adding 2 a week is a lot of work. You know, they're basically making two websites a week, and they supply all the images. You can use these images, they're copyright free. So you have to worry about like, oh, am I going to get sued for Shutterstock stuff? It's all free, and it's all royalty free, so you can do whatever you want with these images. So I think that's really cool. And this is one they just added bed and breakfast. That's interesting to me, but hey, you know, it's another feature. So let's just talk about the padding issues they actually released. Now, with other page builders, you might, like, when you're using certain like padding and margin, it can get very confusing at times. But with Divi now, you can go ahead and kind of change the padding on the entire section. So let's say, for example, row settings right here, design, spacing. So now you can kind of have a more balanced section. So they've actually linked it for the top and the bottom and left and right. So now you can go ahead and say, you don't have to worry about having your padding off on certain sections. It'll automatically work. So, you know, 50 and then 50, and then here you can put whatever. And if you want to interlink it, you click on interlink. But this specific template was designed, you know, with a 380, kind of giving that style. So I might not want to do that because then, yeah, it'll look kind of weird. So, but just an example, you know, you can kind of just change everything from, whoopsies. You can kind of change it from right here. So again, design, spacing, and then left to right, you can kind of add in spacing right there, and you can link it so it'll look perfectly. It'll look really good. So that is another feature that I thought that was really helpful. And another one is the new API for developers. Now, Divi is always looking out for their customers and their developers, and they have their 3.1 version where they actually allow people to create their own modules. So it gives them access to like their source code, and they can now create their own third-party plugins, third-party modules, and they have a lot of documentation for it, even for beginners. So if you're a beginner with like coding, you want to learn how to, you know, use React, and you want to learn how to kind of create your own modules right here, they have a entire documentation on it. And to me, that's what separates Divi apart from other page builders and themes, is the fact that they look out for their developers. They, you know, provide tutorials. I mean, they're providing tutorials for developers that are that have already gone to school and learning this stuff. It's because they want to help them. They want to give them back, and they really want to, you know, just help the community and just help developers make it. And you know, I will have another video comparing Divi to Elementor, because there has been a lot of talk about both page builders. And personally, I think if you're an agency or you're a web designer, you're going to want to go with Divi here, because Elementor is not GPL licensed and it has no white labeling. And if you have no idea what that is, I will talk about that in a future video. So I hope this video was helpful. If you want to go ahead and purchase Divi, there is a link below to go ahead and purchase it. It is the #1 most installed WordPress theme in the world, and I think it's for a reason, because it's really great and amazing. And I will be having a tutorial for Divi in the next probably 2 months. I'm just waiting to see what else they update. You know, they don't tell me anything. I wish they did. You know, it's like, hey Divi, like, what are you gonna add? You know, give me some juice here, and they won't do anything. So, but we will see some updates from them, and we will see continually, you know, continued features. So again, my name is Darrel Wilson. Make sure to like this video, and I will see you all in the next video.